You've got about 20 good meters to climb. If you run out of strength halfway, it's not going to be pretty. Hello and welcome to the Travel Show, coming to you this week from Kerala in southern India with me, Henry Golding. Now, one of the things that this part of the country is famous for are its houseboats. They ply the backwaters of towns like this one called Alleppey, offering a unique view of rural Indian life. But what effect will all that tourism have in the long run? 3, 2, 1, go!
And later on, I'll also be discovering which is faster,
Oh, careful!
man or machine in the battle of the coconut tree climbers. But first, Kerala's calling card is its unique backwaters. A labyrinth of canals, rivers and lakes running 900 kilometers through the state.
Now, I've been told that the best way to experience the true flavors of Alleppey and the surrounding backwaters is on one of these things. It's a houseboat. So why don't we jump aboard?
25 years ago, the houseboat industry didn't exist, but in 1991, a tour operator saw the potential in modifying defunct cargo boats for tourists. It was an instant hit and revolutionized tourism here. From humble beginnings, many now have state-of-the-art fixtures and fittings.
Look at this. Now, when you hear you're coming on a houseboat, I'm not really sure what to expect, but this level of luxury is pretty mind-blowing. You've got all the mod cons, you've got television, satellite TV, and aircon to keep you cool in that Indian heat, but what's really surprising is have a look at this bathroom. Massive.
From just a handful of boats in the 90s, there are now more than 1,000, offering people a unique insight into village life along the waterways.
It was a very fast, dramatic change in the region due to tourism.
It's become big business for tour operators like Biju George.
What is the actual draw for a lot of tourists to come here and experience these backwaters?
This region is called the Venice of the East, and the natural beauty of the region is one of the main attraction. That's why people come here to see and enjoy this region.
So I've just noticed that we've opened up to this huge lake here. Absolutely stunning. What's the name of this place?
This is Vembanad Lake. It's the largest lake in southern India. It's almost 35 kilometers in one stretch. It's really a huge lake.
It almost looks like a sea, doesn't it? It's so big.
Time for me to take the helm.
Do you like to try riding the boat?
You want me to be in charge of this thing?
You can try, yeah.
Sure.
Like to
It's
try.
on you though.
Yeah, just
All
give it a
right.
try, and so you can learn something here.
Okay. So give me the tips. So a lot of steering this way. It's quite loose. This
Can
doesn't.
increase a little bit down here. Just
Quite close to this boat, aren't we? Which way are they going? A little bit of throttle. There we go. I've noticed this. It's quite loose, but then there's a little biting point.
It's not that easy as
It isn't.
Like. It's a bit tough.
Usually very relaxed, apart from trying to dodge these boats.
The houseboat industry has created incredible wealth for the region and benefited lots of locals, from boat builders and owners to hoteliers and tour operators. But what's been the cost to the environment?
Now it looks like that we've hit a bit of congestion. Now, the problem being that most of these houseboats actually leave at the same time, so these riverways get packed up and pretty much act like superhighways for these things.
Where there is a high boom of tourism in a limited period of time, there's always this sustainability issue. So no one was prepared, or none of the system were prepared or aware what we could do and how we can manage this, because everyone was thinking about the business side of it. No one ever thought about the sustainability side of the business.
Some say there's been an increase in pollution, and that's affected the locals who depend on the backwaters. Early the next morning, I went to see for myself what impact environmental groups claim tourism is having on the community.
Now, these guys have obviously come out very early in the morning. The sun's still coming up, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what are they actually doing?
They're pulling out the clams from the bottom of the lake. They come out early in the morning around 4 o'clock and they go back around 10:30.
Campaigner Sudasoni grew up around Lake Vembanad.
So they rely on the lake as such?
Yeah, and this has been going on for generations.
So how does the pollution of the water affect the industry here?
2 ways. One, the pollution of the water stunts the growth of the clam. The second thing, the rake which they put into the water to collect the clam, the net that is attached to it sometimes brings up the waste that is thrown into the lake.
Oh, yep, there we go. Hope I don't fall in, eh? See, look. Can I give it a go? Okay. It feels almost like we're pulling in an anchor. I think there's some big ones in there. Lift it up. Oh, that is, you got to have some strength to it, isn't it? I think we've collected half the lake bottom. Okay. Any clams? I see a couple in there. It's not all gone to waste.
Suda is working in conjunction with the environmental group Tourism Concern on a new system of enforced regulations and certification for houseboats. She believes they cause much of the damage.
Tour operators sitting abroad don't know what kind of boat it is. So when this particular emblem is there, this particular certification is there, they are sort of confident, yes, and that will make it more credible and authentic.
And one of the benefits of traveling by river is that whatever tickles your fancy along the banks, you can stop, get off and explore. I've decided that this church looks pretty beautiful, so a few photos, I think. Kerala has some of the oldest Catholic churches in India.
This hidden gem in Alleppey was founded in the 5th century. But ultimately, it's the houseboats that have given Kerala global recognition.
We have, again, from all over the world, but to be precise, maybe from the Europe, from Australia, from US, even from Middle East, because that's the new market which we've developed.
Jobin Akarakalam runs some of the largest and most palatial boats on the waterways. His vessels are registered on the government scheme, which awards classification certificates for quality and sustainability.
The government has got a gold star, green star classification given to the houseboats. They have regular inspections from the government authorities. They have the pollution control board inspecting our boats. They renew the license every year.
But not all boat owners are currently signed up to the scheme, and environmentalists are calling for all boats to have compulsory checks to protect the people and wildlife that live here.
This could really be one of the most sustainable tourism products in the world. This could be an example for lots of other destinations in different parts of the world. If we can adopt a new system to maintain the entire region this could be great.
And if you're thinking of heading to southern India anytime soon, here are the Travel Show's top tips to make the most of your time there. If you're concerned about making sure your houseboat holiday is as environmentally friendly as possible, look for operators who've been awarded a Green Palm certificate. That means they've been accredited as running a sustainable business. Before you book, it's wise to check out the visa situation. A new visa on arrival scheme has made things a lot easier as long as you're traveling from an eligible country. It's valid for 30 days, but beware, you can only enter and leave via a restricted number of airports. And don't forget that it's best to travel outside of monsoon season, when torrential rain and flooding can cause problems. Southern India also gets very hot between May and June, but throughout most of October to March, the weather is perfect with constant sunshine during the day.
Well, coming up later on in the program, I find out what it takes to become one of Kerala's top coconut tree climbers.
I think I'm gonna rip my pants.
So stay with us for that. The Travel Show, your essential guide wherever you're heading.
What a way to roll into the Travel Show. Everyone is loving scooters right now, and this oversized version proves that you don't need four wheels when two fat tires gives you stability like this. The Scruiser is an electric-powered scooter with a top speed of 25 kilometers or 15 miles per hour. You've got two options to get things going. Either use the thumb throttle switch, or you can kick off with your foot manually and then the battery charged motor will take over. It takes 2.5 hours to fully power the battery, and the makers claim that one charge will last 55 kilometers or 34 miles. Okay, so it's not as nimble as some of the other electric scooters that we've reviewed in the past, but that's because of the size of it. What comes with that is a very easy ride. I mean, I could stick my mum on this and she'll master it in no time. What you're seeing right here, though, is a prototype. The makers are actually working on a more road-friendly version, which will have headlights and some other additional features. But the rules about using these vary incredibly from country to country. So, before you shell out all this money, make sure you do your research. What's the point in gadgets and technology? Well, they're there to help you get more out of life. And with this, you get more out of your suitcase. The Go Bag is a carry-on sized travel bag designed to give you as much space as possible by vacuum packing your luggage. In terms of just a basic case, this is lovely. It's even got this convenient little clear pouch for all your toiletries. Nice, but in terms of the time it takes for you to load up the yellow bag, squeeze all the air out manually, then get the vacuum cleaner to suck the extra air out, you're better off just taking your time and folding your clothes properly to maximise the space in there, which is what I'm going to do now. One for all you lazy lads out there, you know who you are. You're on a night out, but you don't want to iron your whole shirt because no one's going to see it. You might be wearing a jacket or a jumper over the top. Right, so what can people see? Well, they can see this area here and your collars. Well, now they've brought out an iron just for this. The Collar Perfect is designed for quick touch-ups and for smoothing out wrinkles without having to get out an ironing board. You obviously have to be a little bit careful when you're opening it up because your fingers and thumbs will be right near the hot plates there. And this way you can use it for like a larger surface area as well. I thought this was going to be a bit gimmicky just for your collars and stuff like that, but it works. It's practical. And for a weekend away, you've effectively got a flat pack iron. Oh, a lovely picture of a statue in the park. Boring. Here's a camera that's meant for much more extreme situations. You could be on the beach, on the slopes, or even in water. Look at it. It's fearless. Rah! It doesn't even flinch. The new 16 megapixel camera from Nikon is waterproof to a depth of 30 meters, shockproof when dropped from heights of up to 2 meters, and cold resistant to minus 10 degrees Celsius. You can also film HD videos with it. Okay, so it hasn't got the functions of a DSLR camera, but then you haven't got the bulk either. And as the gap between a good smartphone camera and a point and shoot one like this closes, you've got to ask yourself, why would you want this? It's the durability, and there's only one way to test that. Can't do that with your mobile phone. Smile. How do you delete?
Now, Kerala is the coconut capital of India because more are harvested here than in any other state. Now, I've come to find out what it takes to become a champion coconut picker.
In Kerala, there are coconut trees almost everywhere. The state produces 6 billion coconuts annually. That's nearly one for every man, woman and child in the entire world. And incredibly, most of them are still picked by hand. Prasannan is one of Kerala's champion coconut pickers. It takes him just seconds to shimmy all the way up the slender trunk.
That was unbelievable. You are so strong. That was so quick. How high is this?
30 meters.
And he did it like it was a Sunday stroll,
He's
didn't he?
doing 30 years, this one. He's 52 years old.
52 years old. So you're pretty much half more my age, so I should be able to do that quicker than you. I doubt that's going to be the case, is it? And so how many coconuts does he usually collect a day?
It's 40 coconuts a day.
All right.
Some homestays in Kerala are now teaching tourists the art of coconut tree climbing. So let's see if I'm up to the challenge.
He's doing well. He's doing well.
I want to hoist myself up, but my arms, they just won't obey.
Straight.
I think I'm going to rip my pants. Oh. This is tough.
The numbers of climbers like Prasannan have fallen dramatically as the younger generation have gradually moved away from manual jobs.
Very strong indeed. I think it's a bit of a marathon. You've got to think of it as a marathon. You've got about 20 good meters to climb. If you run out of strength halfway, it's not going to be pretty. Oh, I think that's it for me. How does he do it? My feet. I tell you, I think it's because I've got soft everything. I'm a wimp. You're much stronger than I am.
The coconut industry is worth billions of dollars, so the decline of manual climbers has called for modernization of sorts.
That looks so much easier than what I was doing.
The state government has tried everything from competitions to prize money to find a machine that could entice people back into the job. This one, invented by a local farmer, has proved relatively simple to operate.
Just right there?
Right.
Okay. Left there and here. Right. All the way up. It's definitely a lot easier.
I may have spoken too soon. It's a lot tougher than it looks.
When you take the body weight, the right one, then left one, you just relax. Yeah, just check it that, please.
You've got a lot less stress on your toes and your hands themselves, but getting this motion right is making me a little bit nervous. So
Release and just you can do. Oh, yeah, that's okay. That's.
Woo! It does make it a little bit easier, I've got to say. But I'd like to put it to the test. The old method versus this new one. What do you think? We try it? Yeah. All right. Over here we have the traditional coconut tree climbers. They're going to be using their ropes that they have around their legs and whatnot. Over on this side we have the mechanically assisted. And we're going to find out who is the fastest. So, 3, 2, 1, go! They're pretty much neck and neck at the moment. Actually, mechanically assisted are going a little bit faster. They're actually, he's caught up on the time, he's caught up on the time. There we go, and they're switching. Now the turnover is a little, go, 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 go. Wow, our traditional climbers are doing very well indeed. We're still going, oh, careful. I think he did. He's had a stall. He's found a chink in the armor. The mechanical one has a little bit of a problem coming down. The third guy, he's got tired. He's doing well though, he's doing well. Yeah! Coconuts for you! To the winners! Go the spoils! Yeah. Oh. It's good? How does victory taste, boys? Sweet. Sadly, that's all the time we have for this week, but join us next week if you can, when
Krista is in Andalusia, southern Spain, trying a new sport that's got her jumping up and down.
That's all coming up next week, but don't forget, you can join us on all of our travels wherever we are in the world by following our social media feeds. All the details should be on your screens now. But for me, Henry Golding, and the rest of the Travel Show team here in Kerala, it's goodbye!